Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a very chatty one. I will release another vlog soon, I promise. I told you guys a few weeks ago that I want to film a little get to know me type of YouTube video, so I thought that's what I could film today. I have never filmed a video like this before. I've done like a Q&A type video, but I've never done like a get to know me type of video. So I thought I should just film one for you guys. I don't really post a lot of like personal stuff. I also post like vlogs of me studying. So I thought you guys need like a kind of like an updated video of like who I am basically. So first of all, the basics. My name is Madisonoliviak. I'm 19 right now. My birthday is in September. I'm a Virgo. All of my close friends are like either Capricorns or Virgos, which I think is so cool. So my birthday is September 18th. I'm from Joburg, South Africa. I've never lived anywhere else. I've always lived in the exact same house. My whole entire life, I've never moved anywhere, never even moved houses. I've only moved within my house, like moved bedrooms. This is basically my home. It's always been my home. I have one sister. She's super cool. She's older than me by 6 years. So when I was not even in high school yet, she already moved abroad. I see her sometimes whenever she visits South Africa, and I visited her like a few years ago in her home country. So she's never really here. She's super busy overseas. So I kind of have become accustomed to the only child lifestyle, I guess. I used to have an older brother as well who passed away. My roots are South African and German, so I was born and raised in South Africa, but my dad's side is German. I kind of have a bit of German vibes going on. A lot of people tell me I give German vibes. I speak 4 languages. Not all of them are fluent, because I don't have a lot of people to speak these languages to, because some of them are European languages. So who am I going to speak to about European languages in South Africa? But yeah, so I want to learn more languages. Okay, so now you guys know a little bit more about where I'm from, a little bit more about my family and stuff, my roots, my background. So my favorite season is always going to be summer. I'm such a summer girl. I absolutely cannot stand winter and autumn. If it's not above 30 degrees, I'm literally on the verge of tears, basically. I hate cold weather so much. You guys actually don't understand. But I'm trying to get better at I'm trying to beat the winter blues, because I can't keep hating winter for the rest of my life, so I'm trying to romanticize it. So my favorite color is pink, if that wasn't evident in my videos. I love to read. I'm sure sometimes you can see my bookshelf in some of my vlogs. I love reading. I used to have a lot more books in my room before I sold a lot of them. Purely because I had already read them, and what were they doing in my room collecting dust when someone else could appreciate them more? So I sold a lot of them. And also when I move overseas, I don't have space in my bag to keep like so many books, and I know that if I leave them in my bedroom while I'm moving, they're just gonna collect dust. So I like to sell my books so that people can read them after I've read them. And I also really like art, anything like sketching, painting. I love that. I'm not really good at art though, so I do enjoy it, but I'm not good. I purely do it for fun and enjoyment, and I never did like art as a subject by choice. I've always been like a chemistry, math, bio girl. If I could have done art as like a extracurricular, I would have totally done that. But yeah, so I do really like art. I really like movies. I'm a big movie girl. Regarding books and movies, I don't really like romance. I used to read and watch a lot of romance movies and books, but I recently have it's recently low-key become a pet peeve of mine. I much prefer anything regarding like history or a classic movie, or a lot of like symbolism behind it. Not to hate on romance readers or romance movie watchers, because I was once like that at a point, and I have nothing against them. I just personally have no interest in that right now. Maybe it's also because I have no interest in the male species right now. I don't have time or energy for a man right now, a boyfriend. No, I'm so sorry. Right now, I'm very much in the mindset of putting my goals and my aspirations and my life passions and my life pursuits at the forefront of my life right now. I cannot include a guy in that right now who is most probably going to just be temporary. So I don't have the energy and time to waste on that right now. Maybe when I get my degree, then you'll maybe see me with a guy, but I don't know. I also really like filming and videography and photography and all that stuff. I don't think some of you guys know this about me, but I've actually been doing YouTube for 6 years. I just privated all my videos that were released before 2024, so you guys don't see them on my channel, but I used to upload so much. It's just like a side of me that I want to keep private and more personal. I don't really want my 14-year-old self or 15-year-old self's YouTube videos blasting all over the internet right now. On the topic of the internet, I do not have a good experience with the internet. As I said, I was doing YouTube for quite a while, but because it was mainly during COVID, and I was also moving schools quite a lot because my first school was like super expensive for my parents, and it was also like 30 minutes away from my house, and then I also had an au pair, so it was just very financially unattainable. So that's why I got moved quite often. So during that time on COVID, the only internet that I was really publicly posting on was YouTube, and I didn't like even have a lot of viewers, so it kind of felt like it was a private channel anyways. And then in 2024 I started posting on TikTok, and then in 2024 I downloaded Instagram for the first time. I know a lot of people grew up with Instagram and Snapchat and stuff, but not me though. I was just on YouTube the whole time. But I downloaded Instagram in 2024, started posting on there, but fully private accounts, and I literally only made my account public this year. But in 2024 I also started posting on TikTok publicly, and I grew up to 50,000 followers. And then there was this whole massive situation in early 2025, and my account started getting ban warnings, and so now I don't post on TikTok at all because I keep getting ban warnings. Even if I make a second account, it still gets a ban warning, and TikTok will permanently ban any account that I make on TikTok if I make more accounts or keep posting. So I can't do TikTok right now. Yeah, so I haven't had a very nice experience on the internet. I got a lot of like threats on my TikTok and a lot of very, what I would say is hateful comments about me as a person, or just comments about my life, my hobbies, my interests, my achievements. So not the best time on TikTok. I've never really had a positive time on TikTok. Throughout my whole TikTok time, I've either gotten all the time or hate comments all the time, which are always filtered, but I still see them. Or like I would get like a group chat made about me, and it's like full with like hundreds of people making edits of me and sending it on this group chat, or making fun of the fact that I'm Christian, or making fun of the fact that I don't drink, even though I do drink. I just don't get drunk. Just group chats made about me, and then like sends edits off in a not so positive way. I think me actually not being allowed to post on TikTok is kind of a good thing, because I don't think I mentally want to be posting on TikTok anymore. Like for my mental health, it's always been a negative space for me. I've always had a lot more of a positive experience on YouTube than TikTok. While I was growing up, like in primary school, I was very extroverted, very like hyper, and like always, I don't know, talking about something, and just like always having energy. I don't know, I was always like that as a kid. And then I would say like since like the passing of my brother, it was just not a good time for me, and I got diagnosed with anxiety. So during like the whole COVID-19 pandemic, I was always like alone. I don't know, it was a very like growth time in my life, even though I was super young still. I think me being alone in that time, because of the fact that my sister moved away, had no other siblings at home, I had to like figure out how to do stuff by myself. So I had this like, there was like this period of time where I would go to the park in my state all the time, and I would like bring like a book with me and just read at the park for hours. I'd just be reading and watching movies, hanging out by myself. That's also when I kind of loved videography, because it felt like I could talk to someone because I had a little camera. It's actually the exact same camera that I used to film for my YouTube today, so that's super cool. But yeah, so I think that's why I love like making YouTube videos so much, because it's like, oh my god, I get to talk to someone. Like, I don't know, I just really like it. I think also during that timeline of like COVID, like 2020 to like 2023, 2022, I became a very introverted person because I didn't really have anyone to speak to. And even though school was online, I was in a new school, so it's not like I could have met people and then we all went online together. No, like all of the friends that I had were in a different school. So in 2020, I was doing online with people I've basically never met or haven't fully met before. So it was a very, very like isolating time in my life. I don't want to make this sound like gloomy and sad, because it isn't gloomy and sad, guys. I'm just saying like that was like the time where I think I kind of figured out my interests and who I am as a person the most. But yeah, so my high school experience was not the best. I moved to a different school in 10th grade. I had like this best friend in 10th grade. She wasn't in my school, she was in a different school, and that girl was probably one of my best friends ever. I still think she was probably one of the closest friends that I've ever had, but we don't talk today because there was a whole situation last year. It was a very not enjoyable time for me because this was happening during my matric year. So that friendship did not work out. I just realized that like around April, May last year, that this is not the type of person that I want to be friends with. And that whole experience, if you know, you know, because this happened on social media, but that whole experience taught me a lot about the type of friends that I need to have, and it kind of like changed my perspective on friendships, and it made me a lot stricter with who I let into my life as my friend, because that whole situation probably is one of the situations that had one of the biggest impacts on me mentally, and it changed my mindset a lot. Yeah, but that situation taught me a lot about friendships and who I let into my life. I think 2025 taught me quite a lot. Like, there's no horrible year, there's just bad days, bad experiences, bad people, but all those situations normally lead to something positive or teach you something positively. So I'm definitely not going to sit here and be like, yeah, my matric year was the worst year of my life. It was just a year that taught me a lot, and I'm actually very grateful for that. In high school, I just felt like I never part of any type of group. So if you were like the type of person in high school that like always kind of sat alone and never really like had a friend to like chat with in the class or anything, and you just like did all your assignments alone, did all your practicals alone, spent lunch break with a book, and that was that, then I completely get you, because I was the exact same. I literally would sit on the steps in front of like my bio teacher's class just with like my book and reading, and everyone else was like in their own friend groups, and like these people would tell me like they didn't like me, so obviously I don't want to like intrude in their friend group. So I would just literally just sit alone, focus on reading my book or studying. I had like one-on-one friends, and I was actually the exact same way in my other schools. There's so much more to life than the people you went to school with, the teachers you had, the high school events like matric dance or prom. Some people go to prom. Now I'm almost 20 years old. I'm gonna be 20 in like a few months from now, which is super exciting but also kind of scary at the same time. I'm really excited to like begin my 20s. Even though I didn't have best friends in high school, I have really cool friends right now who probably will watch this YouTube video. I love you guys. But yeah, so I've just discovered a lot more of my interests. I have made a lot cooler friends this year. 2026 has kind of been one of the best years that I've had in a while, and I'm really grateful for it. And I'm still in contact with a lot of the people that I knew in high school, but I was never really close friends with them during high school because they had their like friend group that was already formed. But now that everyone from high school has gone separate ways and in different places, I've become a lot closer to some of the girls that I was friends with in high school, so I'm really grateful for that. Let me look up some questions that you guys like, some random questions, so you guys can get to know me. We're gonna do rapid fire questions. Do I have any pet peeves? My biggest pet peeve is when someone makes me repeat myself. You guys actually don't understand. It's such an annoying thing of mine. And I'm not talking about if you don't hear me, like that's fine. I'm talking about people who purposely go on their phones and I said something and they're like, sorry, what did you say? Sorry, what did you say? Oh my gosh, no. Actually, I can't do it. Okay, if I could have dinner with anyone, who was one person I would go with? Probably RF Kwong. I think she's so cool. She's literally my queen. She's kind of my queen, guys. Like, I think she's really cool. Even Brian Cox, I would also love to like ask him random questions about science. Okay, what's the last thing that made you cry? The last thing that made me cry? Probably the thought of leaving my parents when I move overseas. I cry about that a lot. Every time anything regarding thinking about my friends and family that I love so much, I bawl my eyes out, guys. Like, I just who's your favorite celebrity? Guys, I low-key don't even know about any celebrities. Like, some of my friends like have massive celebrity crushes and they know all about these people's lives, and I'm like, guys, why do I not get the hype? Like, I low-key don't get the hype about like loving celebrities, but I do love YouTubers, to be so real with you guys. Like, I love the Haas sisters. I think they're super cool. It's probably also because they're the only like YouTube channel that I've been watching for like 7 years or 6 years. I've also never had a boyfriend. I don't know if I've mentioned that. I probably did mention my strong dislike for men, which is maybe a temporary feeling. Maybe it's just because I'm very hyper fixated on my goals right now. Maybe my opinion on men will change later, but right now they really irritate me, really annoying. So I've never had a boyfriend, and I'm really grateful I've never had a boyfriend because damn, men are annoying. Oh, also, I play piano, if you guys care about that. Don't know if you guys care about that. Yeah, I play piano. I've been playing piano since I was 7 years old. I just don't do piano competitively anymore. I do it more of like a hobby now. I used to do it competitively, but no longer. Do I have any regrets in my life? Probably not buying matcha that one day that I really wanted matcha. Because I still think about that day, guys. I think about those moments, and people will be like, oh, you don't need matcha today. You can just get matcha tomorrow. No, like, that actually deeply affects me. No, guys. I hold on to many things that like are actually important to me. Like getting matcha. Yes, that's important to me. Don't come at me. I see you wanting to attack me. What's one thing you're deeply passionate about? The medical field. Always has been the medical field. I've never ever considered anything else other than medicine. The only thing that has kind of changed which field of medicine I'm interested in at the moment. And like when I was younger, I really wanted to do psychology, and then I did a course from Yale University and I was like, never mind, I don't want to do psychology anymore. Not because it's hard, not because it's complicated, but because I genuinely found it boring. No offense, I really liked the professor who taught the course. I just I just knew it was something I didn't want to have any more info in. I was like, okay, this is all I need to know. I don't need to know anything more about psychology. Thank you. Goodbye. And then I wanted to do nursing for a while, which I realized is very competitive, so I don't want to do that anymore. So now I'm just interested in anything regarding internal medicine. Do I have any toxic traits? I don't know. What do you guys think? Toxic traits? I guess you could say a toxic trait of mine is that I'm very strict about who I surround myself with. If they don't have the same political beliefs as me, I'm like, what do you mean you like Donald Trump? So I am very quick to like break ties or cut ties with someone if our morals and values don't really align to a certain degree. I definitely want them to disagree with me at some points, because it would be really weird to be in a room with people that only agreed with me. I definitely need people that can challenge my beliefs. I just know that there are some things that I cannot be friends with someone for. So I guess that's one of my toxic traits. What's one thing on your bucket list? I really want to go to South Korea. I really want to go to South Korea one day, and I also really want to go to Japan one day. Who are some of my favorite music artists? I really like house music, so any type of house music artist, like kind of music, Adam Port. And I also really like jazz. I'm a big jazz fan. Some of my favorite songs are Englishman in New York by Sting. Also Me and Mrs. Jones, great song. Anything Frank Sinatra. If you're an OG, you would know that my TikTok username was Frank Sinatra's biggest fan for many years until I changed it. So that's kind of my get to know me video. I hope I wasn't too emotional or like, what do you call it? Like feely type, moody, gloomy vibe in this video. So I hope it was like the perfect amount of like get to know me on a personal deep level and also like fun level, I hope. Anyways, I need to go have dinner. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Bye guys.